Yeah. Oh, before we go any further, man, big shout out to Harry Belafonte's family. He's gone. 96. Day-o.
Hey.
Day-o.
Daylight come.
Yeah.
I thought that was Beetlejuice.
No, man, that was Harry.
Come on, man.
That song was on Beetlejuice, though.
Harry Belafonte, man.
That was the knockoff.
Like that.
Yeah.
96, he's gone. And not the group, this has nothing to do with nothing. It's just another health issue. Shout out to Jamie Foxx, who's still ailing.
How's he doing? Is they saying it's any better?
So he's speaking?
He's coming back around a little bit?
They said he's lucky to be alive. So apparently it was pretty
he
bad.
said he passed out before in the UK shooting, and he's overworked. They've been overworking the brother.
Like old DZ says, pace yourself, don't race yourself.
Right.
It ain't worth it, man.
But some people upset because they're saying that they got a double to finish the last 8 days.
They got a devil? Oh,
Yeah.
a double?
A double for him to finish the last 8 days. So some people
He's coming
upset
back
about
around,
it.
man. What I've been seeing, he's talking, he's communicating, he's getting the rest he needs, and everything is going to be all right.
God
World
bless
reports
him.
right
Jamie, my boy. Eric Bishop is his real name. But God bless him. I hope he gets well. So big ups for Jamie. Big ups for Sinbad. He had a stroke about 3 years ago. He ain't came all the way back. But yeah, Harry Belafonte gone at 96.
96, that's some good years to put in right there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You put a lot of work. A lot of work.
They got rid of Martin Luther King,
Yeah.
and one of the biggest opposers of George Bush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meantime, in between time, I wish Brian was here to talk about this. Y'all hear that Damar Hamlin is returning to the NFL?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
The guy from Buffalo.
yeah.
Oh, the one who almost died.
Yeah.
On the field.
Yeah.
And they gonna let him play again.
They gonna let him play, and he gonna play. He wants to play again. He's coming back. They keeping him on.
Yeah.
Buffalo
They
signed.
must have signed a clause like, hey, you pass out one more time, we're gonna play the end of this game.
I
Of
mean,
course, you know
I
that.
would
We ain't
imagine.
stopping no more games for you, bro.
I would imagine he got some kind of extraordinary insurance policy.
I would hope so.
But I mean, why would you? I mean, I love to play sports back when I could, but why would you? You've had a life-threatening incident. Football ain't that important, man. You mean tell me your whole life is based on football and the NFL? As much as I like to play sports, dog, if you got a health issue where your life is at risk, DZ ain't doing it. There's too many other things to do and not take that chance. Now, nothing could ever happen. I don't know. But nah, I wouldn't do it. Y'all would you do it?
Now, if I was his mom, I would be really against it. I mean, he's an adult, but I'd really be against
But what
it.
about the house?
No, DC.
Right, because I'm sure he playing because of the money.
You
now.
know the football
It wasn't
players
already
buy.
written.
You know the football
No,
players
DC.
buy their mama house. They don't buy their daddy
No,
shit. They buy their
DC.
mama house.
No.
Huh?
Not my child, not my son. Not my son.
You tell your son don't go back.
Yeah, I'm like, don't do it.
Say,
Don't
forget
go
that
back.
house.
We don't need this house. I'm moving to a trailer.
The house gonna be gone anyway if he die.
No, it won't.
Well,
Insurance,
yeah,
insurance pay for
but I
that.
still want my son.
You want your son? You really have your son in a big nice house?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I mean, when your son is the breadwinner, sometimes mamas
We
go
gotta
the other
figure
way.
out a different way.
Whatever they doing, if he out there in them streets and he winning the bread, they'll be like, well, baby, just be safe.
Be careful.
Yeah.
them
So if he
them
out there,
kinda
like, well,
mamas.
maybe you put a little extra padding under there. Or you,
I know mamas like that.
please put a little
You know,
more
I had a
padding
thought
under
the other day because they were talking about. I was looking at some statistics. They were talking about. This gonna sound crazy, y'all, but they were looking at statistics. They were talking about all of the head injuries and all of the guys that have had brain damage because the helmets were not adequate. And the black players is a very small percentage. Why do you think there would be disparity between the black players in the 50s and 60s and 70s that had head injuries due to bad helmets and the white players?
So we're hard-headed.
So you saying it's less black players that's having an effect?
By far.
I could dig that.
And this is my theory. Because of their hair.
I was gonna say that. I
The
think it's because of our hair.
In the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, the black players had big
They
afros,
had afro.
That was that
I can
cushion.
see that.
which gave them some extra cushion
Absorb that
Yeah.
shock.
and it helped absorb the shock.
I would think that would be something to consider.
I think it's a plausible idea,
plausible
man.
idea.
I just thought
And
about it.
matter of fact, now that you think about it, when they take their helmets off, you can see.
Yeah, you can see the
The
print of the
indentation.
hair.
Ridges in the head.
But there's no doubt that all that hair
Yep.
Gotta be
Absorb
cushion.
that
is
shock.
extra cushion.
All that
And it just may be
A
a
natural.
minute difference that makes a difference between you getting your brain knocked out.
Just like he said, when a white person take his head off, you can see the ridges in the head. When a black person take an afro off,
Yeah,
you see
you
the
see
ridges
the
in
whole
the afro.
helmet.
You don't see it in his head, but you see it in the afro.
That's right.
Right.
I mean, that's just
But
something I
DC,
thought about, but I don't
hold
think
on,
the
hold on,
ball
DC, out of all your drinkingness,
Drinking this.
you come up with something that's very clever this time. Very plausible, as they say.
I would say, and even as from a scientist standpoint, that's
Right.
actually
That is very plausible.
Yeah,
That's
that's
actually
yeah.
plausible.
I agree.
Did I put the right word out? Conscious
You,
nigga with
you,
the right
you made
word.
your sounds catch.
I think you did
right
by
there.
accident.
You did make your sounds catch
That's
properly
positive.
that time. You did.
Yeah. But now,
I
going back
don't-
to what you said before you went to there, is why would a player play when he know he got all these kind of injury, kind of background history?
I mean, that's
look at
it's
Tua-
a desperate move. It's
look
like,
at
I can't
Tua-
do nothing but play football.
But look at Tua, I can't say
Tua-
it.
yeah, I
Tua,
can't
whatever
never
his
say
name,
it
from
right
Miami.
either, but-
He said, "Hey man, this is what I want to do.
He done had 4-5 concussions, man.
Yeah, but it's what I want to do. I want my child to see me play in the NFL and understand what his daddy's doing. I want to play long enough for him. He's a baby now. I want to play long enough to see what his daddy is doing. So when you done train this long, DC, in college and school, high school and everything to get to this point, you know as well as I do. We've had injuries.
Yeah.
And you'll come back from that injury thinking you're going to be better than ever. And you don't, when you plan.
I haven't had a life-threatening injury.
Right, but when you plan, you know, with any injury though, it can be worse. But when you plan and you feel good, you don't worry about that injury. You going past it. I'm not worried about that. I'm feeling good. I'm playing. So that is the adrenaline that you get from playing this sport when you done trained all your whole life to do this.
I let my
You don't
kids
worry about-
watch the videos. Shit, I
My
ain't
thing
gonna
is-
try to kill myself so they can see me perform or play.
But
Hey,
if
man,
you
how many-
love
how many
what
guys-
you're
Them
doing,
watch the tape.
How many guys you know had a Tommy John surgery? That should have been a career injury and come back and play.
It's not death-threatening though.
Exactly, but
It's not life-threatening.
but
I'm
it
just
doesn't-
saying, if you
but-
love
but
what
it's
you're
career
doing,
threatening.
you will risk your life. Like I'm
No.
just saying,
Oh,
we
no.
done all
I'm not
had.
risking my life.
Oh no, brother.
Okay, I'm just saying, if you think about it dumbed down, like we done all had, I ain't gonna speak on y'all, I'm just speaking on me. We done all been to the clinic. You be in the clinic sweating bullets, swearing to God, Lord, I swear I won't never do this stupid stuff
If you
no
get
more.
me through this time,
Right. Then after you get that shot, about a month later, you be out there in the streets again. You be out there in the streets again. You might not even have fired all the women you was sleeping with when you was in the clinic. You
Now
done went back, double down on them,
Now
and rolled with some new ones.
Now let's go
I'm
to
just saying, we all risk our life.
if we're gonna go
that's
there.
a very hoish testimony.
If we're gonna go there.
Apparently, he doesn't wear condoms.
Pass the
No, I
plate.
do, but I'm just saying,
Pass
we all
the plate.
make bad
Pass the
decisions.
plate. Pass
If we're
the
gonna go there,
plate.
let's go there.
Let's go then.
Let go.
I've never been a man of diseases. I've always protected myself.
Okay. All right.
Is that bragging? Is that bragging
I'm
rights?
just saying, I don't know who y'all mess around with, but I've never been a man that had a diseases problem.
Bo,
What I'm saying is, I have messed around and I gave a woman what they call it.
Well, wait a minute. You can't give it if you ain't got it,
He
right?
gave a woman.
No. Something a man can get from the toilet from somebody else sitting on the toilet.
You ain't get that shit from sitting
That
on the
guy
toilet.
sitting on the toilet.
Hey, can I ask a
You
question?
get
I
him
don't even
sitting
know
on the
what that
toilet
is.
or
What is
sharing
that?
tampons.
You got that shit from sitting on somebody's face.
Sharing
Or sitting on your
tampons. They said we
face.
sharing tampons.
Hey, that's no different than getting drunk and praying to the porcelain god and saying, I'm not going to get drunk no more.
Right. So you gave the woman the toilet disease. That's what you told.
I blamed it on because the doctor said, well, you can get this from sitting on the toilet.
Oh,
He was like, I sit on the toilet
So
every
what you
day.
talking about, crabs?
So that was the closest I don't know.
He must be
And I
talking
got-
about
You got that from
And then
sitting
at
on
the
her,
family
on
reunion,
her
girls
toilet.
show up, nobody don't know it. Everybody be like, who is that? Oh, that's toilet.
That's who both people been sitting on. That's
That's Toilet Jones
That's the
right there.
closest I've ever gotten
Everybody know
to-
toilet.
That's close to ever got
That's that
to-
new cologne.
That's close to ever got to spreading a committee or whatever the way you call it. But that's the closest I got.
Spreading the what?
Something with, it was called something with a T. I don't know.
What you want that
trigger
me
moments.
for?
Trigger moments.
We have an expert over
I'm
here.
gonna just say it's trigger moments.
I keep going to you.
Sound like from what I've been through, it's trigger moments.
What you going to me for? What you keep going to me
I know
for?
why.
Trying to get JJ to sign on to that bullshit. Yeah,
My
well,
wife ain't watching. That's for you, baby.
it's just a rumor. It's just a rumor, Bo. But I heard you had contaminated the new Barbie doll. That's what is the new Barbie doll? Is autistic or something?
Yeah,
Down syndrome.
Down syndrome.
Down
You
syndrome.
don't respect.
Now come on, now y'all done gone too far. Y'all done gone too far.
Well, they said.
But when they come out with a black one, just like civil rights, they come with civil rights, then they try to make everything rights, gay rights, homo. So when they came out with civil rights, they try to equate everything to that. Now they going into, I don't want to say the word retarded, but
Special needs.
special needs
needs.
Barbie now.
Well, it wasn't about
Then they're
sex.
going to have what? A fat Barbie, one-legged Barbie.
Let's get this straight. It wasn't about sex. The doll wasn't invented for sex purposes. It's to show kids of their own, how the doll moves and operates as or autistic.
Because she don't look autistic. She look regular.
Right.
How autistic
It's not
people.
about sex.
Hold it, let me
Let's
get
straight.
this. Let me get this. How do autistic people look, JJ?
I didn't want to go there. I'm glad
JJ,
I'm glad
you said she doesn't look autistic. How do autistic people look?
Show me autistic face. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Does this Barbie have a little button on the back that says wah, wah, wah?
Oh,
Let
man.
me be straight on this. Autistic people are some of the
See,
smartest
there go
people
the
on
doll
earth.
right there.
Some of them are the
The
smartest
doll
people
look
on earth.
regular.
What?
Some autistic people are some of the smartest people on earth.
I don't know about that.
Hold on, DT.
So them the autistic dogs right
yeah.
there.
Yeah, the blonde one. That's the
Hold on.
Now,
autistic
which one
doll.
autistic?
The one-
I'm with
the-
you, JJ.
The
They
one
don't
on
look.
front.
Well, I only know
yeah,
this because I
yeah,
looked it up. They said the blonde one is the one that's
Is
autistic.
autistic.
Just look at the eyes.
She ain't
Hold on,
autistic.
hold on,
She
hold
just
on.
blind. You know,
Hold on,
blind.
hold on.
Nah, they just gave her a bigger head.
I don't like the way y'all doing it. I don't like the way y'all doing that.
What do you mean?
Y'all looking at the deformity in y'all looking at the deformity in the structure,
The
facial
physical.
structure of a person.
Yeah.
You ain't looking to the mind of a person.
Yeah.
Autistic people are some of the smartest people. You ever seen a guy who was blind and he can make animals that he never seen before?
No, I've never seen that.
He can make bears and fish come out
I've
of the
never-
water.
I've never seen that.
buffaloes and stuff.
No.
I'm gonna pull it up.
I've never
We're gonna
seen
pull it up.
that.
We're gonna pull it up.
I've never
He's
seen
never
that.
seen. He's blind. He's never seen these animals.
He's never
before.
seen
But
animals.
he makes them. His structures sell for $200,000 or $300,000.
Yeah.
And he's never seen these animals before.
Yeah, your question
Now,
was,
when I
have we ever
growing up-
seen? My answer is no, we have never seen that.
Well, we're about to show you. Well, hopefully. But also, when I grew up, we had an autistic young man in my neighborhood. who would go
Artistic
from-
or autistic?
Artistic. It's called autistic.
Artistic. Oh,
Autism is the name, but he was autistic.
he was artistic.
Yeah. It's not
Without the
called-
R. Without the R. It's
It's not.
R.
It's not.
Autistic. No R's in autistic.
Artistic. That's what it's
But
called.
no R's.
But-
I also think you can
But
be
here's
partially
That's a
autistic.
Mississippi thing.
But they all have different talent. His talent was he could come to the football games on Friday night and he would write shorthand every play, from the announcers to everything. So the news reporters would use his shorthand, because they could read shorthand back then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all heard about shorthand. Some of y'all young guys.
I remember shorthand.
Shorthand. So he would write every play, everything happening.
I had a nephew that had one.
And the news reporter would take his notes.
That's part of Down syndrome when you got the short hand. When you got the short hand, that's part of being Down syndrome. When you got the short hand, ain't that part of it?
Man, I quit. I'm out.
That's part of it. The short hand is part of it.
Come on, man. Y'all disrespecting that. You don't understand, man.
Hey, man.
How the Down syndrome Barbie don't have no short hand?
Angry Bo, Angry
can't
Bo,
do that.
Angry Bo.
This is
Angry
cancel
Bo.
culture, huh?
These people are
Angry
very
Bo.
smart.
Huh?
They're very smart, but they're not articulate. They can't.
Bo,
communicate.
smart is relative.
But
So for you to say they smart, that's
I'm
possible.
autistic too.
To a certain extent, to a degree. But I mean, you could say an autistic person, they may be smarter than you,
Yeah.
relatively speaking. That brings me to the whole thing about it. You want to say something, JJ?
No.
That brings me to the whole thing about AI now, which is a big thing, artificial intelligence. Yeah. And they saying now, because I'm seeing stuff where they duping your voice. They duping. I remember I told y'all just a few weeks ago about I was in the car and I was thinking some shit. And Siri answered me, man. And that has happened to me about 2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 times.
Don't
Well,
start
DC,
playing with yourself in the car.
No, why would I do that in the car?
She's going to say you need to find a woman.
But DC, to your point, I'm not gonna say I ain't believe you, but I was on my Mac, and recently, since I've been on my Mac, Siri will pop up and answer a question as I'm typing and I'm in my head thinking about something. I'm like, I'm not talking to you.
I told you.
I'm not
they
talking to
definitely,
you.
they definitely watching
Y'all
and
gonna
listening.
listen to old DC?
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't even say
Artificial
anything.
intelligence is
so
so
I
smart.
do believe that because it happened
I'm
to me.
telling you.
Artificial
It happened to me.
intelligence is so smart that in China, they're teaching the kids now. They put headsets on. They can tell when a child is nodding off, how much time they watch on their cell phone. They got suits on the kids when they walk, GPS to let them know what to go classroom. They using artificial intelligence over there to educate their kids, and it's big. It's real big. It's a real big thing right now. It's a real big thing. You can do it yourself.
But I also seen too,
You
they
can do it
using
yourself.
it to make these dolls. I saw this show where people are having relations with dolls, and the dolls are speaking to them as
That's
if
your
they're
algorithm.
actually
Oh yeah,
real
Bo got
people.
some of them.
Yeah, that's
The
your
blow
algorithm.
ups. Them blow ups.
That's your algorithm. They watch
That's their real
Well, they don't
dolls.
pull that up. That's your algorithm. You've been
they-
watching that before.
You order the dolls and
Yeah.
you dress the dolls up, and they're
Yeah.
like
you single,
some
so
women.
you've been watching that.
No,
I don't-
it
That's your
ain't got
algorithm.
nothing to do with me
That's
being
your
single.
algorithm.
It ain't got
It's
nothing to
right.
do with me
Your
being
algorithm. They
single.
follow what you've been watching. You've
I
been
watched
watching-
TV
You
and
been-
it popped up on one of
I-
them shows, Dateline, I think
That's
it
your
was.
algorithm.
I don't know about artificial intelligence, but I know that there's a lack of normal intelligence on this panel. Not you, JJ. We'll be back.